And her very young children are survivors of the Hamas attack on the city of Sderot, and she is 8 months pregnant. Adi joins us live from the safety of Jerusalem. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't imagine the trauma you're suffering, so thank you for making the time to tell the world of your story. Just take us through, if you would, what you first heard of the attack and how you responded.
So my kids woke up very early Saturday morning. We were awake having breakfast at 6:15 in the living room. They were having cornflakes, and suddenly I heard our kitchen window is right towards Gaza. So whenever there's missiles, we see them come first, and then we hear the siren. So I heard a little bit of booming. I thought it was maybe thunder, maybe weather. And after 1 second, there was a siren. I had to pick up my 3-year-old and my 2-year-old in both arms and run to the bomb shelter. And my husband was, he was sleeping. We both went in and we closed the door. And the immediate first bombing was at least 15 sirens in a row. In other words, there was missiles falling one after another without any pause. And from that moment, we understood that this is out of the ordinary. In other words, it's not just an attack that is maybe 1 or 2 missiles and then it's over, but there's something different about this time. And it's a high holiday for us, so we generally don't have phones. We're not connected. We don't have an ability to know what's going on. And a few hours later, we understood that once we were hostile inside the bomb shelter, we went to check our phones and we saw that there's terrorists roaming in the streets, shooting, there's missiles, that it's not possible to even leave our houses. And it was the first effect of my 2-year-old said to me, "Ima, I'm scared, I'm afraid." And for a 2-year-old to be able to express that, for me, that was like shocking in the situation. But it was a very scary, very tragic moment for us to understand that there's a war going on in the middle of our holiday.
It's still going on as well, which I find extraordinary. On the Monday, there are still incursions and concerns about incursions, and there's still battles going on.
And I think there's a game changer that right now it's not about the missiles and it's not about anything. It's about the manslaughter that's going on. And I'm in WhatsApp groups all over the city. First of all, the amount of civilians announcing about shootings all over the city in different places, in different locations at the same time, it's horrifying. The amount of people that we hear Arabs in our buildings shooting everywhere and killing civilians. And my friends, they also yesterday we left our home after we were there all Saturday night and all Sunday morning. And we understood that in order to function, we need our kids to not be in this scenario.
Yeah, what was your decision about that? Because to leave there and go to Jerusalem, because that was a brave move in itself.
I could say one of the more scariest moments of my life. My husband was driving super fast and praying the whole way. And we were just trying to get out of the outskirts of Sderot as fast as we can. During Saturday that we had the bombings, a neighbor of mine, her husband was enlisted to the army during Sabbath, and she came with her 3 little kids and was with us in the bomb shelter. And we were together in this time because that's what we do. We stand together, and the whole city is really, everybody's helping each other. And the humanity and the amount of like togetherness and love that people have for each other. And it's not what you feel on the outside when terrorists try to just come and kill you in every corner. And I think that's the main difference of caring for life. And it was, I believe we have a strong army, we have a strong government, we have a strong country. And yet there's children and mothers. And right now I'm trying to help get diapers and wipes and formula for babies and kids that are still stuck in the middle of the war zone, can't get out, don't have food. We left our key to our neighbors now to go and take all the food we have, take all the supplies you need. In other words, yes, on the one hand, it's hard to leave your home. On the other hand, the trauma that my kids will suffer, that I don't think that necessarily you need to be in combat in order to be a part. And I rather them be safe in this moment and that the soldiers do, protect and defend us.
Mm.
And hopefully we will all be safe and there will be peace in Israel.
Okay, and you're now in Jerusalem. Can I just ask, it'll take you a very long time to decompress this, of course, but the atmosphere in Jerusalem, is there some upset on your side that the intelligence was so bad that you didn't have any warning this was coming? You've obviously been quite complimentary about the government and the military about their response since, but are you frustrated that they didn't know more beforehand?
I think at this point, there's going to be so much time to be able to to check what happened and how happened and everything. But right now, the focus in my eyes needs to be able to fight and combat and protect the Israel nation and country. I have a friend that her husband, two friends that her husbands were slaughtered in the massacres in the kibbutzim, and the names and they're just coming. And I think that right now it doesn't really help or give any advantage to ask ourselves what happened to the intelligence, but more to focus on being able to fight back and being able to protect ourselves and defend ourselves and be able to come out of this situation strong, alive, and with the democratical, amazing country that we have. Because I think that the value of life that we have has no value in the eyes of a terrorist. And in Gaza, when they come and they want to just kill and manslaughter. I have my mom's cousin is kidnapped in Gaza right now. And we found out because they're looking for her in the kibbutz and they can't find her anywhere. And she's been kidnapped. An 85-year-old woman has been kidnapped into Gaza. Can you imagine how you even be able to physically take an 85-year-old woman into Gaza, into captivity?
I'm so sorry to hear that. How's that process going? I mean, what information are you getting? I mean, what's the support package around her family as you sit there watching what's happening in Gaza?
Right now, there's a lot of unknown and a lot of unclarity, and there's not a lot of information. And I think that right now there's also so many different units and focuses, and right as we speak, there's people, civilians, still saying that terrorists are coming in and shooting everywhere. The same truck that I saw in the news with terrorists standing on it, I saw from my window. In other words, I saw the vehicle with the terrorists standing with their guns up under my window, roaming around the streets looking where they can shoot. And I saw the missiles Saturday night go out from Gaza on their way to the center of Israel while making myself some dinner a few minutes out of the bomb shelter. And I knew that in a minute that they're going to get sirens in the center of Israel. In other words, I already know when they're going over our heads, not landing by us, but going to Tel Aviv, going to Rishon LeZion, going to the rest of the country.
Okay. Adi Levitz, thank you so much for joining us when you've been through so much. And I'm so glad to see that you're well as well, and still, you were pregnant when all this happened as well, and the amount of stress you must have suffered. But thank you for sparing your time to speak to us and sharing your story. We'll have much more on this breaking news.